All right, can I do a proper intro this time?
Sure, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Fit Talk Radio, episode number unknown.
Yeah!
I'm really tired of hearing myself saying, what episode are we on?
Oh, wow.
I actually still don't know that, and I tried to look on the computer, but I've ineptly not named the files anything appropriate to know where the episodes are at, and we're recording them in front of uploading them. We've got 10 uploaded now at this point of recording. But welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's your friendly neighbourhood nutritionist, Connor Rhodes. I'm joined by Master Trainer Lil Hughes. Aren't I? Personal trainer extraordinaire. It's the boy himself. It's your favourite British boys. We're back.
Young, nasty man and wonder boy.
Nasty boy. How does it go?
No.
What is this? Oh, Wonder Boy. What is
the secrets of your power?
Wonder Boy.
Nasty man with powers comparable to that of Wonder Boy.
Yeah. So funny.
Exactly.
What about Jack Black going so viral lately with peaches, 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 peaches?
Is that him or is it that lookalike?
No, that's him.
Sounds
no, that's him
thing.
in the film and recording that song.
Did he do that in that film?
Yeah. It's in the new Mario film. Not that I've seen it, but it's gone everywhere.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I have seen it.
It's gone.
Peaches, 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 peaches. Yeah, it's great. Have you seen the guy that is the same as him? He sounds identical.
Who?
Let me show you this guy. He's crazy. Jack Black. Sound alike?
Sound alike.
I was going to go look alike, but it's going to be sound
like somebody who
alike.
does voice impressions.
Yeah, look at this guy. I know. We've got
advertisements.
We're sponsored by Voxy today, everyone.
My Lord.
Yeah, great stuff. That's the same voice. His name was Young JB and he refused to step in line. A vision he did see of fucking rocking all the time.
I think it's close.
He wrote a tasty jam and then the planets did align.
I prefer your rendition.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I was close with the impression. I feel like...
Yeah, I absolutely agree, but that's the same person twice.
No.
Come on.
I thought it was okay.
All right, fine.
Could have...
How about our guest today?
Who, Fenrin?
Fenrin's back.
Don't pay any attention, I'll come and jump back in. Yeah, same place, same position. Next episode. It's Q&A today, isn't it? Shall we get started?
Yeah, into it, man.
We've got not the longest time ever, so I think we should try and be pretty fast. We'll
I
through
agree,
some
we don't have
questions.
much time.
If we get to like 30 minutes, I think that'll be all right.
Ding, 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 go!
And then let's rock and roll. Have you got any questions?
Yeah, actually, mine's a bit pressing, so let's start with me.
It's a bit what, sorry?
Pressing.
Pressing, okay.
So, my client Erica, who is a lovely lady, and I'd like to have her on the podcast, we've actually tried to arrange her being on already. All right, bro.
Yeah, chill.
Chill, calm down now.
Chill.
Little fella. She's an excellent client, and she's told she trains 3 times a week.
Say the name again.
Erica.
Erica.
She's the... Erica, but yeah, Erica. She's American from Washington. She's lovely. She's my like mixed race client, like the American female. No, I've not seen her.
No.
She trains very, very well. She's got almost annoyingly good technique on things.
Annoyingly good.
I'm like, do some things wrong. Let me coach you, please.
That's funny.
And she's just doing well. She's getting stronger. The stuff in the gym, so the stuff that I'm an expert at, is going perfectly because she's doing what she's told. No. Have you got it? Have you picked it up? Drop it. Fuck's sake. All right. Dog interval.
Yeah.
Technical difficulties. However, we're monitoring. However, 3 moments later, we're monitoring calories and stuff, and we're not doing so much weighing as we are measurements. So we're doing like quad, hip, waist, breast, and arms. And over the last month, when we came to measure everything, she put on a weird amount of a weird amount of size kind of everywhere, and including like an inch on the arms, which for a female who isn't blasting arms, is kind of unusual anyway.
Okay.
Same kind of thing, like 4 inches around the waist, like intense.
Okay.
And so I got her to send me the last 2 weeks of her food stuff. So you can maybe briefly just go through this. I don't know, just have a little bit of a glimpse over it. And I just said that we'd have a little chat about this because it's your area of expertise. And I'm the kind of nutrition coach that when I get to a point where it could be something like a bit of an outlier, my knowledge dropped off a little bit. So basically, I'm struggling and I need your help.
So, is she trying to lose weight or body
Yes.
fat level? Okay.
Well, body fat level.
Yeah, okay. And she's training in the gym, that's going well, she's getting stronger.
Very well, getting stronger on things,
etc.
building good muscle.
Have you checked her body weight? Are we doing body weight checks?
Not so much.
We need to do body weight checks.
I know.
This is number one. We need to do body weight checks. Who's doing the measurements?
Me.
Are you doing it right?
I think so. This is something we've had a conversation about. I'm being as precise as I can. No, maybe I could be more precise, but like it's just more of the same things I feel. Like we've got certain specifics that we use for, say, if we're doing leg, we measure the length of the leg and find halfway.
Good.
So
this is what I wanted
is
to know. Yeah.
the
So you're
same.
measuring from like the hip bone to the knee.
Hip bone to knee, find halfway,
round, yeah.
go so we know it's the same. But even then, it's tricky. Obviously,
It's not perfect.
If I'm working with a female and I'm measuring their leg, I can't do the old reach around and it sometimes has the tape dipped by a little bit around the back.
I get it.
Like it's hard to measure that exactly.
I get it.
Hip and waist is all pretty standard. Like that's just belly button. I make sure it's the same all the way around. Hips is hip bone.
Yeah.
The waist is probably a better measurement.
Sure. And you're doing these measurements how often?
So we just did it. We've done it twice now. So once like a month ago, once like last week.
So monthly measurements.
Basically, yeah.
That's a good amount, yeah, because it takes a while to see changes
exactly,
in this area. Yeah. The food diary shows very low calories.
This is what I'm saying.
1,000 calories.
And
per
she's
day.
very good at monitoring calories.
Show me again the food diary. Let me just see what's going on here.
So if anything, in my opinion, she lacks some good dense nutrient stuff sometimes, because she won't eat when she doesn't want to, which is a good tactic for fat loss. Like, take the stuff when you can. If you're not hungry in the morning when you wake up, don't force it down, because that's just a time window that you've gotten lucky with being able to focus on fat loss. But I feel like she misses some nutrient dense stuff sometimes. She loves a coffee.
Yeah, which is fine.
Like 8 a day. She's less fine, but whatever.
Okay. Firstly, you need to start checking body weight. Okay. Preferably check it 2 to 3 times per week.
Yes.
Using MyFitnessPal as a food diary.
Yeah.
We need to log the body weight into the food diary app 2 or 3 times a week.
Oh, okay.
With relative frequency, and then you'll see what's happening if the weight's either going down or not.
I see.
The measurement's changing over a month. It's gone up by quite a lot.
Weird amount.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was a situational thing as well.
If you'd gained that much body fat to put on that many inches, you'd know about it.
Yeah, exactly.
You'd know about it. So I'm kind of thinking it must be error in the tape measurements somehow.
That was kind of my conclusion.
Even though it sounds like you're doing it right.
Like I said, we'll really focus on making sure we do that.
Unless you had mad water retention or something.
So I didn't know if there's using a weird
but not
place
4
in
inches
the
on a
menstrual
waistline.
cycle, or a specifically bloated day for some reason.
But not an inch on the arms and 4 inch on the waist. It's not really possible, is it? So something's gone wrong with the measurements. All right. Keep doing it anyway, why not? Let's see how it goes. But let's check body weight 2 or 3 times per week. Put it into MyFitnessPal app every time. Make a graph.
Yeah.
And then you'll see if the weight's going up. It'll go up and down every weigh-in. But if it's going up and down but up on average, we're eating too much. If it's up and down but ending up at back the same place, we're eating maintenance. If we're up and down but down overall, we're losing.
So what would you say if it trended up or maintained the same at these calories?
The calorie into this food diary is wrong. It's
in
impossible.
what way?
It's impossible. Nobody can eat 800 to 1,000 calories and maintain or gain weight. That's literally not possible.
So I'll have to call her out.
It's not possible. The food diary doesn't look overly accurate to me anyway, to be honest. It looks like the things in the diary are not getting measured. Because everything's it might be, but everything's an exact measurement. Like she's put ketchup on a sandwich and it says 1 exact tablespoon. So I would question, not to her, but just to people in general, are you actually getting a tablespoon, putting the ketchup onto the tablespoon, scraping the top off with a knife, and then getting that amount of ketchup off that tablespoon somehow and putting it onto the bread? Because probably not. And if you're not doing that, then that's not right. And that's only ketchup. So it doesn't really matter too much. That's just one small example. But let me just keep going through it. Like the onion says exactly 25 grams of onion. Is it? I mean, it might be. The milk on the cereal says 0.2 cups of milk. So have you gotten the cup measurement, which is this, and then measured 0.2 cups out, which is less than a mouthful?
Yeah, okay.
And then poured it. You haven't. So the milk's not being measured onto there. This says 60 grams exactly of frosted mini wheats. Is it 60 grams? Because that seems It might be. She might have literally counted flake by flake to get it onto 60.0 or just be rounding up. But it seems like it's going more like milk, enter, cereals, enter, good.
Okay, cool.
Kind of thing, rather than actually checking and weighing things out necessarily, if that makes sense. If the calorie intake is 1,000 to 800, like it says it is, then the body weight would be coming down screamingly fast, and she'd probably feel awful because that's such low calories.
She isn't the most active, and we're changing the program slightly to allow for some like high step count days, hopefully, and things like this. But yeah, she essentially works sat down, and when she works from home, it's especially low.
She weighs how much, if you don't mind me asking? Even just ish.
Yeah, I would say probably somewhere around like 75 kilos.
Okay, so not loads.
Not big.
No, not loads.
Not
All
big.
right. Yeah, but still, even one day says 1,000 calories, one day says a bit less, one day says 1,200, one day says 800. She'd be losing pounds per week if this was correct.
Okay.
The weight loss would be really fast.
Kind of what, irregardless of her, well, not irregardless of her movement through the day.
Even if you did no movement.
Yeah.
Yeah, even if you did no movement.
Okay.
Her calorie maintenance level at 75 kg is going to be 1,800-ish.
Yeah, I understand.
Something like that. So if she's eating 1,000 calories, she'd be losing 1 to 2 pound a week.
Okay.
Like this says popping corn, 2 cups. Are we actually getting not the cup measurement, because cup's an actual standardized unit of measurement.
Yeah.
And it says 5 gram of butter, which is exactly 1 teaspoon. So again, is the butter going on the teaspoon and getting scraped off with a knife and then somehow going on? Or is it butter, enter kind of thing?
I see.
So I think either not everything's getting entered into this app, or it looks like things to me are not getting weighed out.
And
as
then
they're getting
that
entered.
combined with some skewed measurements.
This says asparagus exactly 100 grams.
Okay.
Seems coincidental to me. Do you know that everything's
And
the
perhaps a bit of a
exact perfect
trend.
round
Yeah,
number
yeah.
of grams?
Yeah.
The beef rice is exactly 1 cup.
Okay.
Is it? I would say well done to her for trying. She's done lots of food logging. Like this day says 500 calories.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's not, is it?
She does that some days, she'll come and train with me on a evening, and she won't have eaten yet anything. She'll just have
Okay, so
coffee.
just blasting coffees. I can see that, because I can see most
happens.
of this food diary shows coffee, some kind of snack, and then 1 meal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is often my concern with it as well, is I could be a little better, fleshing out of nutrient dense kind of stuff.
Yeah, but if she's got weight loss goals and it's not coming down, whether it's nutrient dense or not, it's that the calorie intake's not low enough.
Okay.
So the measurements are showing something skewy for some reason. So I think we need to carry on with the measurements, but then start checking body weight, preferably 2 or 3 times per week.
Okay.
Log it into the app every time, no matter whether it goes up or down. After 2 to 3 weeks of this, you'll have a really nice graph showing. And then if you join the... I do it on my phone, literally. I don't know if I can show you, actually. I draw average trend lines on the graph, and you can see exactly what's going on for people. Like this.
Oh, I understand.
If you join the first point and the last point, you can easily see which way it's trending. That's a bit more of an accurate one I did for the same person. Loss, maintenance, and then a loss. Mm-hmm. Again, at the end, that's the same person's thing. So I would say we need another measure of results. Start checking the body weight a couple of times per week. Yeah, logging
Clamp
it
down on that.
and then we'll just see what's happening.
Yeah, okay.
And then, to me, I don't really care what anybody's food diary says, because the food diary
Because
just
the
says...
evidence is more.
Yeah, because
telling.
the outcome tells. If we check body weight 2 or 3 times per week and it doesn't go down,
Yeah.
the food diary can say whatever it wants, no calorie deficit is getting created.
And then I just guess it becomes important to know what's in the food diary so you can accurately make adjustments. And not be like, but I'm only eating this, so how does that make sense? Like, maybe you're not because of the evidence.
Yeah, because if we were eating 1,200 calories per day, we'd be losing 1 to 2 pounds a week every week. And you'd be feeling really low energy, because that's a very small amount of food.
Yes, okay.
To be eating like 800 calories a day or something like that. So maybe the weight is coming down because you haven't been checking it. It might be. So maybe the food diary is right. But first we need a new measurement of checking.
Cool.
Sound good?
That makes sense.
Cool, thank you to Arica as well for that. And I think she's trying really hard on the food diary. She's filling it in every single day. She's trying to log things down. It's a learning little curve for every single person.
Yep.
Keep at it, don't give in. If the weight ever doesn't go down for anybody, which to be fair, we've got some of these questions coming up here right now. Like Melissa Voskin asks...
Oh, no, I got this one.
Did you? Same one?
Yeah,
okay.
Because that's very similar to this.
Yeah, so what am I doing wrong, she says. I'm 5 foot tall, not tall, and 119 pounds, light. I've been counting macros, so basically calories, proteins, carbs, fats, that kind of thing, for 3 weeks, and I haven't lost any weight on the scale, and all of my other numbers are stagnant too. I'm 48 and I need to get rid of some belly fat. I just want to lose 5 pounds. Okay, good. So for me, if I'm checking somebody's body weight or they're checking the body weight and I'm reviewing it, if somebody's weight doesn't go down for 3 weeks, every day that it gets past 3 weeks, the probability that the calories are wrong is approaching 100%.
Yeah.
If it gets to 4 weeks, 100%, no calorie deficit was created. And it's not like, yeah, but Connor, my app says, yeah, but Connor, I think no. Just no to all this. If the weight's not gone down for 4 weeks, this is not water retention, it's not arm building muscle, it's none of this, it's no calorie deficit was created. This is not a problem, it's not an issue. It's not like you're not good enough or anything. The calorie deficit's not being created. So let's make a few swaps and adjustments and let's make the calorie deficit. So that's what's happening to Melissa here. She's saying that she's eating 900 to 1,000 calories per day or something. There's just inaccuracies in the food diary. Usually it's people not weighing things out. Again, that's 99% of the time. Okay. They're either missing things off the diary, or if they are putting every food or thing that gets eaten and drunk down into the diary, then it's the measurements of the thing that's wrong.
Okay.
Literally 95% of the time or more. That's what's going wrong. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so same deal.
Yeah. Do you have any questions, or do you want me to keep rocking and rolling?
No, I was going to follow on with that one, and then that's me kind of done.
So any more on that? Or?
No.
All right, cool. I've got a few more we can blast then. We're doing well. We're 15 minutes in. Terry Anderson Mason asks, will the scale go up before it comes down? Mine keeps on climbing and my clothes feel like they are shrinking too. What would you say to this? So she's trying to lose weight.
No.
Yeah, not really.
Like there's a bit to it, but no.
Yeah, there's normal body weight fluctuations, isn't there? Like some days you're bloated.
Almost the opposite. Like maybe as you are into a dieting process and you're losing fat, maybe there'll be a weird fluctuation halfway through.
There will be.
Yeah, but immediately, you'll probably almost have more in a positive direction, a big drop.
Should be at the start, shouldn't it? Yeah, you should expect the biggest drop you should ever get is usually at the beginning.
Yeah.
Some people don't get a massive water retention drop at the beginning. It generally matters on their food quality and calorie intake before the changes are made. If somebody's got a very high intake or very low food quality and then they go onto a low calorie diet, the weight will come down straight away. If somebody's kind of just eating a bit too much and the food quality is decent, sometimes they don't get a massive drop.
Okay.
Because they don't have loads of water retention from eating way too much and low quality stuff. If they're eating a bit too much and the food quality is decent, they might just start chipping away.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
But quite a lot of people do get a big drop at the beginning. So for Terry, again, if you were my client, I would leave it 1 week. And then if it gets past 1 week and there's no significant weight drop, the calories are going wrong at the beginning. If it ever, like I just said, gets to 3 weeks,
it's almost 100% certainty.
Yeah, and if it gets to
3 weeks is my rule for either direction. Like I was saying this to a client yesterday, like I don't really care. I was saying it in a strength related term. I don't care if you get stronger this week or if you get weaker this week, but if after 3 weeks you're weaker or stronger, then that starts to give us an indication if you're doing shit right.
Kind
or
of
wrong.
Time to start making.
Yeah, a month is a real good little slab, a little chunk of time. Yeah.
To compare before and after. Yeah, I agree with the body weight as well. So no, the scale might go up sometimes due to like bloating or it's menstruation. It's that sign of the menstrual cycle or, some other reason. Oh, look, my weight's
so
up
again,
today,
a fluctuation halfway through a dieting phase.
Yeah, or just any day of a dieting phase, really. It can always just fluctuate up because the human body just changes body weight every hour, literally. We're around 70% water for it to start with. Like 70% of the whole human body's water. So most of the time, when you step on the scale, most of that weight is water that you're actually seeing. It's not even body fat in the first place. So body weight will go up and down, but no, the weight will go down. If it's not going down, we're not creating the calorie deficits. Bella says, I just finished tracking my first day of food intake and it feels like I have failed calculus. Lol, life lessons. I just wanted to comment on this briefly, if that's okay. Kind of like for your client Erica as well. It's a learning curve, learning to track calories. It's
not very social, is it? It's very annoying, tedious.
Yeah, nobody can do it perfectly. It's difficult to do. It's really easy to get it wrong. Even dietitians in NHS hospitals, they did a study on them and asked them to count calories and they were on average 300 to 500 calories wrong.
Really?
Yep.
Absolutely enough to be in a surplus or a...
Yeah, to screw the whole thing up.
Yeah.
Even dietitians were 300 to 500
that's true, innit? If you get just everything wrong by a slight amount throughout the day, what have you missed there?
Yeah. Exactly. So it's actually quite a difficult thing to get correct. But I also think this is good news. Because calories are the most important thing in terms of food, in terms of health, performance. Most metrics, to be honest, calories is number one, whether you've like sports performance or anything like this, or health in mind, or fat loss, weight management, this kind of thing. Calories is number one for a lot of things. And if you're struggling as a person to be someone who knows what calories are in things, or if you're making food and you think, oh, it's really hard for me to figure out what calories are in this, that's probably an issue. Because it's the most important thing in food, basically, for the rest of your entire life and for everybody that you know and love.
Okay.
Calories is number one variable. The harder you find it to figure out what calories are in the stuff, the more it needs doing.
Yeah.
The more we need that education.
Yeah.
Because we're not understanding nutrition
And that's
at
how we
all.
treat it really as trainers, isn't it? Is educate for a period, put up with it,
Just
learn some
practice.
shit,
Yeah.
and then maybe you can take the foot off the pedal a little bit. And,
Sure, yeah.
yeah, go off more what you've learned. And
Yeah, then it becomes mindful eating.
yes,
At first, it's like calorie counting or
which
food
is
diary,
like how
controlled
we eat.
eating.
Like,
Yeah, I don't count calories.
No.
Yeah, no.
we just know what the routines are. We're like, okay, I want to get a bit leaner. Okay, cool, a little push. You just skip a meal here and there. Just
Yeah, or
bring
cut out a few
calories down.
snacks, or
just-
walk a bit more,
yeah.
or eat a bit healthier, or drop your carbs a little bit, or whatever you want to do. Just any form of calorie reduction.
Yeah.
I agree. And I teach this to my clients as well. Food tracking and calorie counting, it's not really about learning, like, is this 674 or is it 673.4 calories? You know, it's like, this is ultimate minutia. In terms of calories, we're talking like in thousands or tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of calories that we need to be changing in some clients.
Okay.
So like whether it's tens or fives, this is literally nothing. Really what we're trying to learn with calorie counting is what's high and what's low.
Yeah, yeah.
And then, like, you know, your breakfast, like we joked about on the last podcast, was yesterday's pizza and some quavers. You know that's not the lowest calorie breakfast.
Yeah, no.
Do we know what calories that is? No, I don't either. But I know it's not the lowest.
No.
So if you wanted to be losing, but you're not wanting to lose fat at the minute, I get it, so it's fine.
And it's not common.
Yeah, it's
and
within context.
Usually, because like yesterday, I had 2 of the station chicken wraps, probably came to like, I'd guess somewhere between 700 and 800 calories, and then a protein shake, and then I got home super late, so then all I had was 1 pizza of those pizzas, and then cooked the other one, didn't have that, so I've had that today. So like that's almost yesterday's food. Like I was definitely in a deficit yesterday, so a bit of it carried over to today. So it's that kind of just knowing a little bit, and you can go off some biofeedback for that as well. If you're not a dick and you genuinely are like honest with yourself and you're like, okay, no, I'm actually hungry today. I've been hungry. I've not had enough in me. I can tell that I'm in a deficit. Whereas sometimes you'll be like, oh, I've eaten today, and I can tell.
Yeah. For some people, the food diary is more necessary than for other people. Like the more overweight somebody gets, for example, the worse their biofeedback signaling can become.
Yeah, for sure.
It can become screwed up.
For sure.
Like the more you eat, the more your body learns that the more it wants to and can eat. It kind of like regulates up. So like the more you eat, the more you can eat.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. It gets used to it, kind of thing. So then sometimes people who've been eating a lot for a long time, their hunger's very high all the time because they've got a big stomach, literally a big stomach, physically stretched it out. Yeah, and their hunger signals are used to driving all the time to cope with all this food that's coming in all the time. So it can be a little bit scary.
That's what stomach stapling revolves around, isn't it, really?
Shrinking the stomach
Yeah,
down.
just making it smaller.
Yeah. Which has advantages and disadvantages. You can also just shrink it down by just slowly eating.
Yeah,
less
for
over
sure.
time.
The hard, good way.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's harder than getting your stomach stapled.
Fair,
I
actually.
literally would think it's easier. People think that
Simpler, innit?
People think that like bariatric operations are like it's not easier, it's harder. Because what, you're gonna have an operation, you're gonna get yourself cut open, and you're gonna get what, your stomach stapled together, are you? Do you think this is not gonna cause pain? Because it is.
And that's forever.
Do you think there's gonna be a long recovery road? Because there is. It's gonna be probably 6 months. Do you know you're gonna be vomiting a lot?
Yeah.
Do you know there's some foods you're never gonna be able to eat the same ever again? Because your digestion's going to change. You know, it's not easier. There's gonna be vomiting, there's gonna be pain, there's going to be indigestion, there's going to be malabsorption.
It's a crazy,
there might be nutrient
archaic kind of
deficiencies.
approach, that, isn't it? We'll just take the bag that has the food inside you and we'll just cut it in half. And we'll
and it
sew
has
you
some,
back together.
It has some success rate. It works a bit sometimes for some people. It's one tool in a tool bank, basically, in a bank of tools.
Yeah.
But for most people, I will say this, it does not address the actual problem, which is the main issue with it. Because...
What, lifestyle? And
Yeah, because the thing that it does is it makes you less hungry, right?
yeah.
Right. So then if you're, imagine you're a really overweight person, or if somebody's got a lot of weight to lose and they're listening, is the problem in your life that you are crippled over in pain every day, so hungry that you can't handle it? Every day you're like, I'm starving to death, I need to eat right now, I'm just dying. Because you're not. That's never been like that, has it? Hunger's not the issue.
No.
It's not that you're way too
That
hungry.
happens more when you get leaner. And
Exactly.
like when I was
Exactly.
when I was malnourished as fuck for like good 2 years straight.
Yeah.
There was a good like couple weeks period there where I couldn't stand up for more than 20 minutes. Yeah.
It's not good.
No.
There's arguments both ways. Like I said, there can be sort of metabolic and signaling dysfunctions when people's body fat gets really high, but also when people's body fat gets really high, some hunger signals do drop and get lower, and as you get leaner they get higher. That's what we were talking about, metabolic adaptation on the last episode from dieting. So the more overweight you are, it's not that you're hungrier most of the time. It's literally not. Okay, some people have these like signaling problems, but it's not that. It's usually snacking and you know what it is as well? Every single person I've ever met that says, oh, I can eat forever, I'm just hungry all the time, I just can't stop eating, they're on processed carb-only diets. All they ever eat is processed carbs and snacks.
Digested.
It's mush before you even swallowed it. It's already getting pre-digested by the amylase in your mouth. It's mush before you've even swallowed it. And then you've got a stomach the size of a Pyrex jug that's got a hole in the bottom and it's filled with acid. So then you're dropping
candy floss into it.
You're dropping carbohydrate mush into a vat of acid with a hole in the bottom and wondering why it's not getting full up.
Yeah.
It's never going to get full up with that because that food's not even made to make you feel full.
No.
It's pleasure food for fun.
So if we took away all the satiation you get from eating, the cravings, people wouldn't be doing it.
What do you mean, sorry?
That sure, you get hungry and you're trying to feel full, but people eat because they like the taste and they like the food.
Oh yeah, the reasons that we eat is number one, hunger and nutrition requirement, and then number 3 through 900 is absolutely nothing to do with physical need.
Yeah.
It's cravings, emotional regulation. You've had a bad day, you've had a good day, you feel bored. You just smelt something, you just fancy it. Somebody offers you something. Just Eat sends you an email saying 20% off because it's Monday, or you're driving past McDonald's and the kids want to go.
Because it's a day of the week.
You know, yeah, the amount of reasons that we eat for like physiological function is few. Mm-hmm. And the amount of nutrition and food we actually need for physical function is relatively low compared to what most people eat. The rest of it on top is pleasure and stimulus and lifestyle and food environment and all this type of stuff. So yeah, I mean, bariatric operations, they do work for people and they do help people, some people. But there are bad side effects. Things will never be the same again. Literally, it'll never be the same again. Where if you have like the gastric sleeve or something like this, or the gastric bypass especially, sometimes the sleeve and the staples can be taken out, okay. But then that's another operation, okay. You know.
Yeah, not a small one.
No, they're getting smaller, but things will just not be
How
the same
small
again.
can you make it?
And again,
Clamping of the stomach.
yeah, it's attacking the wrong problem.
Yeah. That's a good way of putting
It's
it.
getting rid of the hunger, but the hunger's not the issue.
No.
And if you think hunger's the issue, it's because you eat the wrong things.
Right.
Or because you've got dysregulated signaling because you're way overweight and don't exercise. So if we start being less overweight and exercising, the signal is going to fix itself anyway. The stomach's already going to shrink. We need to eat fibre and protein and not just snack on carbs all day and then wonder why the body's sending out signals, we need nutrition, and people go, carbs? They're like, snacks. I'll try snacks. Okay. Snacks.
Chips
And then the body goes, I need nutrition. This is the signals. Hunger, it's sending. Low energy.
Your brain
feeling a bit like
interprets that as
shit.
the same thing.
Yeah, the body's saying, I require nutrition. I require nutrition. And we go, snacks.
Lasagna.
I'll try more snacks. Eat more carbs. Wonder why it's not working. Until you actually eat some protein and plants. Until you actually get some goddamn fibre.
When getting heated, people. You better start eating well.
Yeah, when amino acids get into the bloodstream and vitamins and minerals get into the bloodstream and fibre starts to get digested and broken down and converted into short-chain fatty acids in the actual like intestines and stuff like this, then that nutrition sends signals to the body, we have the stuff we need. Yeah. Then your body will stop screaming for food all the time when you give it some actual food.
Way to put this, yeah,
you're not giving it food. You're giving it just pleasure mush all the time, which has got very low nutritional value, and then acting confused about why we can't ever stop eating and we always need more. It's because you're never giving yourself the thing you actually want.
Yeah.
It doesn't want carbohydrate paste mush non-stop. This is like, it's not doing the job. So anyway, yes, rant.
Well, Connor's upset people, and I'm going to get the stick for it. So you better stop eating like dickheads.
We've been going 30 now. Do you want to do a couple more?
Sure, man. We've probably got about 5-10 minutes.
This is DEXA or bod pod for body composition.
I don't know what the bod pod is.
Okay. Do you know what DEXA is?
Yeah.
Dual energy X-ray.
You'd be testing me at that.
Dual energy X-ray absorptiometry. absorptiometry.
Okay, I know
is
some
the
of them
word,
words.
yeah. It's an X-ray basically, isn't
Yeah.
it? You lay on a bed, it X-rays you, and it
Yeah,
tells you
man.
roughly, pretty accurate, within a couple of percent, your bone mass.
That's
and
what
your
I
fat
know
mass
to be the
and-
most accurate.
It's
But I
the
don't know
most
what
accurate.
a bod pod
It's the
is.
most accurate.
pod for your bod?
Bod pod is
The bod goes in the pod.
water displacement and oxygen output checking in some way. Basically, have you ever watched Dragon Ball Z?
Not really.
All right, never mind. I was going to make some sort of analogy. It's literally a
Hadouken?
pod about this big, and you get in it. You're in your pants, and you've got a breathing mask on, and then the whole thing fills with water, so you're completely submerged underwater in this pod. And then somehow the amount of water that's displaced and the amount of oxygen that comes out of the mask, pretty accurately, they can determine like body compositions from this.
That's cool. So you think this is better, maybe?
No, DEXA's better, but only very, very
Okay.
negligible difference. They're both very high level.
Can you just pay to go have that done
Yeah.
if you've got the dough?
Yeah, DEXA or BodPod, yeah.
Right,
You can get them done. Don't know that there's any in Sheffield, but I think there is in
Yeah,
Birmingham
I
and
guess
Manchester
few and far
and
between.
London
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Yeah, you can get it done if you want to. DEXA's best, BodPod's great. Weighing yourself a couple of times per week is a lot simpler and easier though.
Yeah.
And just looking at yourself in the mirror and asking yourself if you are happy.
Like if you're really into things, doing a DEXA once a year could be interesting, but
Yeah, it's cool information.
also a bit irrelevant.
It's cool information. You don't need it, but if you
Yeah.
want it. Anyone in here has experience going from not a runner at all to becoming a runner? I think it would be good for me, but can't for the life of me get started.
Okay.
What do you think?
The first part of that was, would it be good?
No, does anybody here have experience going from not running at all to becoming a runner? Like, what do we recommend?
Start trying to run, work in a very... I mean that about, like, go out. I would actually recommend, without much practice under my own belt, of trying to do something more than walking. Well, no, depending on where you are, put yourself in a zone whereby you don't need to breathe through your mouth. Go as intensely as you can through breathing through your nose. And just see how that feels. And then try and keep yourself in that kind of zone.
Even if you're having to walk a bit, jog a bit, walk a bit, you're not going fast.
I forgot what the zones exactly are of cardio.
Zone
training.
2 cardio.
That would be zone 2, wouldn't it? Yeah. Because I forgot which order it goes in.
It doesn't matter. It's literally, the zone thing's just so important.
And then after that, doing some slightly more intense stuff, but also not particularly too intense. From what I understand about it, you really don't need maximum intensity cardio to improve at cardio.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. I would say get the Couch to 5K app.
Ah, very nice.
It's actually really good.
Oh, okay.
And it's made for couch to 5K. It's made for somebody who does no running.
Right.
It gets you off the couch. Like day one's like jog for 30 seconds, walk for like 3 minutes
Yeah, there you go.
kind of thing. It's like it's easy. Like you can do it.
Yeah.
Nearly, I can't say everybody can do it, but nearly everybody can do it. If you and it's slow.
Like generally, if you're the kind of person that can walk,
If you can walk,
probably can do
pretty
it.
much you could give it a try. I agree with what you've just said there, yeah. If you can walk,
that's nice when that happens.
you can pretty much give it a try. I agree. And then I like what you said, yeah, go slower than you expect. Don't tire yourself out.
I've fallen victim to that before.
People always set off too fast when they're running because they think people are watching them because they're running outside and stuff. They think people in cars are judging me.
Yeah.
So I need to act like I'm not tired.
I'm judging people in cars, the gas guzzling knobheads.
I know. So just go slower than you
Environment.
expect and go steadier than you expect. Any more?
Not from me.
I've got more questions, but I think we should just call it done. What do you think, sir?
Sure, man.
We've done a quick 35 on
We've
there,
done
not bad.
information.
Yeah, not bad.
Slightly less entertainment.
And I think, yeah, but I kind of like that. I think we should do... We're trying to figure out
Every now
our
and then
format
it'd
and
be good.
structure
Yeah.
in a minute, aren't we? Sometimes we just talk.
We've been bullied by Mel
Yeah.
to do news of the week, which was infinitely educational.
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah. Monthly news of the week.
I like doing the Q&A.
Agreed.
I think that's a good move for us. We're trying to figure out the formatting, aren't we? We're having guests, sometimes we're not having guests, sometimes we're just chatting, sometimes we ask a question, sometimes we don't.
No, yeah.
We're trialing, bringing back news of the
Sometimes
week.
we have fun.
Yeah, but we can't always do news of the week every week probably either as well, so
Nah.
I don't know how that'll work.
No, it's a bit of a subscription that I find. It's not. I don't think it's the most interesting thing we do as well. We're figuring things out.
Yeah, we'll just have to see how it goes, hey.
Yeah.
Anything else then?
No, thank you for your subscription as always, people. We appreciate your time and your ears. Take care now.